No kidding. When the flag dropped for practice today, 2 trucks right away, right in turn 2, straight in the wall, straight to a backup. So it's first time behind the wheel of these backup trucks. As we get ready to go here, Nick Sanchez leading the field to green. Christian Eckes on the outside. Green flag is in the air. We are racing at Texas Motor Speedway. Pretty even as they head down into turn 1.
Watch these trucks on the outside. It's really slippery out there on the outside.
Remember what Christian Eckes did last week at Martinsville. Started on the outside of the front row, led the first lap and dominated. Can he poke his nose out front here on the first lap at Texas?
Eckes was perfect on the restarts. The initial start and the restarts all night long. That'll be something to watch, but so is that 2 truck, Nick Sanchez.
Oh, you see a truck slipping high. Was that Corey Heim back there? Losing some grip. He slid way up the hill. That had to get his attention.
I think he stayed out of the wall, though.
There's Johnny Sauter in that white truck behind the 77 Chase Purdy.
The one of Chris Wright as well. He slowed up. We've got a couple trucks slow out of turn 2. Corey Heim wiggles.
Oh, big crash off
46,
too.
Thad Moffitt hard into the wall. The caution is out for the first time.
Wow, we talked about what a nice looking truck that is. That's Memphis. That's the 20 truck of Memphis Villarreal.
One of those starting in the back for unapproved adjustments, but Thad Moffitt making his first start here at Texas. That truck is junk.
Man.
First time with safety clean. A long time supporter of NASCAR on board that truck.
So much anticipation. That's the worst feeling in the world. You talked about wrecking your truck in practice, which is terrible.
No.
No.
Tyler Ankrum in the backup truck. A lot of damage.
That's going to end his night.
Ankrum, 4 top 10s, 3 of those top 5s this season, off to the best start of his whole career, and what a day.
You saw that right front tire. I think that's going to be terminal for that 18 truck of Ankrum.
And for the 46.
He's saying it's done.
Yeah, definitely terminal with that as well.
I talked about the wrecking in practice, and now Tyler Ankrum's had to experience both. Wrecking early in the race. Worked so hard for these opportunities, and it's just heartbreaking for me as a race fan and a racer to see these guys have to go through this.
Let's listen to the radio on Tyler Ankrum.
He hit him. Did you not hear me? I was doing all I could to slow down, Eddie. Hey guys, get ready. It's killed.
That's Eddie DeHaan, his spotter. Obviously, it sounds like there was a little miscommunication or he missed something there, but here's a replay exactly what happened.
See the 46, that's Thad Moffitt, way out of the groove, up high. It's really slippery. Nobody's really been up there. You see how hard his wheels are turned to the left.
Something's wrong with that truck, I think, Phil. I mean, he was just trying.
Raja barely get by.
Oh, and
Memphis Villarreal didn't make it by. Was there something wrong with it? Because he was trying. I mean, he was turning hard left.
Yeah, you could see the left front tire turn so hard.
Did he make contact in the wall earlier before we see him, and that's why he couldn't steer the truck? No, there's no damage to the right side. That's interesting.
Look
see how he's turning?
Yeah, look how far he's turning, how hard he's turning to the left.
Something's broke. Watch this.
And then finally the truck, it grabs and finally does turn. Watch Raja get by. And sideways doing it.
Oh my goodness. Well done by Raja Caruth. But you saw the one truck of Chris Wright. He was off the pace early. He was the first one to clip Moffitt there. Oh, heartbreaker for Tyler Ankrum.
Michael, you think it was a situation where he was just trying to turn hard left to keep that truck from going into the outside wall, and then finally those front tires, he slowed down enough of those front tires to get grip?
I've never seen one cut that hard and it not going anywhere. That was strange, but probably needed to just keep it up high, but it was weird looking.
Under caution for the first time tonight for this first incident coming out of turn 2. Damage to 4 trucks. We'll be back from Fort Worth. Welcome back to the SpeedyCash.com 250, and we're under caution for the first time. See Tyler Ankrum, one of the contenders for the championship this season, is out early.
And our stat guys are listening to the radio and thinking possibly they're hearing some conversations that the steering wheel might have come off of that 46 truck. And the way that tires were cut dead left and coming down the hill, that's certainly something that's a possibility, because other than that, I just can't think of why the truck would have went that way.
Maybe we can talk to Thad and get a little clarity after he visits the infield care center.
I've seen a couple of times in my 40-some years in this sport a wheel falling off, and it does go dead left when that would explain it, but maybe that's not what happened. But something definitely went wrong. The wheels would have never been like this.
No control over it, and he probably would not have just kept on turning left into the traffic like that. Trying to look and see. I see his left hand looks like it's on the steering wheel, but
whoa,
in the position where the steering wheel would be, but not sure.
We got all boots on ground trying to figure this one out, because we were also listening to the radio transaction, and the team was saying we can't figure out what would have happened, and we haven't heard from Thad yet.
180 miles an hour. We slow it up, and it's still hard to see what exactly happened. But poor Thad Moffitt, his rookie season here, just hasn't had much go his way.
Matt Crafton, we're going to come to the one to go. Crafton inside the top 20. I'm looking for him to steadily move toward the front, Phil.
A lot of talk in the garage was when they get to this choose, especially until we get a second groove built in over there in 1 and 2, that people may forego positions and rows to move to the inside. We'll see what happens. It looks like obviously we're going to split it. Then you see Lane Riggs, he's going to forego moving up on the outside to take the inside.
Christian Eckes says, I got this, baby. I'll start on the outside of that front row. I think I can get the lead. He was close to it on the initial start. Oh, that's trouble.
Got a tear off on the grill there.
Matt Mills, JF Electric Chevrolet. He needs to get up behind somebody right quick and get that thing off. Unfortunately, he'll probably leave it on the racetrack and somebody else will pick it up.
A lot of those guys doing what you said, Phil, giving up a spot or two to get that bottom groove. Early in the race, that's not a bad idea. We saw the 42 truck at Martinsville have issues with tape. Now he's got tape or plastic over the front of that truck. He needs to catch a break.
It's like there's a magnet on his truck.
Watch what happened to him last week. Hi, girls. How y'all doing?
I think they're Rowdy fans.
Involved in this incident here.
So Matt Mills has an issue. The hood goes up.
Bam.
You can see he's looking at that little tiny hole there. They come in. They're able to put that bear bond all around it.
Remember, it's cold in Martinsville.
Look at that. Violent.
For that bear bond.
We're looking at like 50 degrees, so they gave it their all. Well, then the caution comes out again for bear bond on the racetrack. So looking for a better run here for Matt Mills.
Hope that plastic comes off the front.
So Nick Sanchez has led all 7 laps so far. And this is where it's going to get fun on the restart. Nick Sanchez, so good at this. Christian Eckes, so good at restarts. And they were pretty even on the initial start. So here we go. First restart of the night. Nose to nose, heading down into turn 1. Stuart Friesen is right there. Here comes Kyle Busch on the outside in the 7.
He's not going to be able to clear Eckes, is Sanchez. They'll race side by side off turn 2.
Nice corner by Eckes. Look at him go 3 wide now behind them.
Sanchez.
Just a shorter way around on the inside. They'll run this corner wide open with clean air.
Stuart Friesen hanging side by side with Kyle Busch. Mentioned in the opening, Kyle's won the last 3 starts he's had here.
Look at Daniel Dye right there in the 43 truck.
He's taking that high line by choice. This is a strong run early. A little bit of a slip there off turn 2 as you see Grant Enfinger making some progress against him. Lane Riggs is going to push Enfinger.
This is all for the 5th position.
Watch Daniel drive back up on the outside.
Oh, Lane squeezed right up behind Daniel and decides to go back to the bottom with Grant. Daniel with the momentum up high.
Nice strong run early for Daniel Dye. Nice move down in the corner. Now he's up a little high, a little bit out of the groove, and see Grant fight back on the inside.
Just behind them, Corey Heim, he wiggled in that initial start. Got it together, making his way forward in the 10th spot in the 11 behind this group.
What a move by Daniel. Takes that high side makes the pass. As you see, Corey Heim trying to rally after the bobble you talked about early, Jamie.
Gets around Bailey Curry, and he's bringing Taylor Gray with him.
That's 9th and 10th now for Heim and Taylor Gray.
A couple of Tricon Garage teammates.
Zane Smith there in the green truck, speedycash.com, looking to the bottom. As you can see, Nick Sanchez opens up a big lead.
Raja Caruth, trouble, goes around. The caution comes out for the second time. Doesn't look like he has any damage.
I don't see any damage.
All right, boys, let's get it ready for 4 tires, sir. 4 tires.
Well, we talked about the action that this track causes, the differing bankings in each end, and all the action we'll see. I haven't caught my breath since they threw the green flag. So much going on here.
Well, this is the farthest back that Raja Caruth has had to start this season. He's a really good qualifier, and he qualified in the top 10, but he had to drop back for that tire that they had to replace. So he gets back there. The air is all over the place, and he's gone around, but thankfully for them, it's good.
All these teams have 4 sets of tires for the race. The set they start on, 3 in the pits. They're obviously going to put a set of tires on that 71 for Raja. More than likely ruin that set of tires, so he will have to forego changing tires more than likely at the end of the first stage, because we'll only have 20-some laps when we restart this race in the first stage.
And to your point, 155 laps to go. He's got.
You see him already sideways. That car that I'm highlighting there, that truck, excuse me. Around he goes, and man, just really fortunate. Just got spun up out, or shoved up out of the groove somehow, but a really, really fortunate that he didn't get into the outside wall.
Every incident we've had today from practice till now, turn 2.
You see, he hasn't got the brakes on either. He's letting those tires spin, keeping it away from the wall. That's a great move. Locks them up, feels a little bit of what he's faced with, and then finally locks it down and allows the other drivers to choose their way around him.
You try to spin those rear tires to get the forward momentum even when you're backing up towards the outside wall. He did a great job of that.
Well, let's hear from Tyler Ankrum, who's out early, Amanda.
Yeah, and out at the care center as well. He said the first words were, "A bad day just gets worse." How do you digest this one, Tyler?
I don't even know. You hang out with the squirrels, you're going to get your nuts cracked. So it's honestly my fault for being there in the back anyways, and my mistake in practice. So just going to try to fix some fast trucks and go to Kansas, I guess. I mean, it's terrible. I don't even know what to say.
Well, there's that.
This whole incident, something's definitely amiss on the 46. This whole incident has a lot of people confused. You could see Chris Wright got some damage there. Tyler with just nowhere to go. You wouldn't expect that truck to be heading in that direction. Look at Raja sideways as he goes past.
Great save for Raja, who we just saw bring out this second caution. Expecting him to come down and put some tires on, but so frustrating, heartbreaking. All this work, this effort, the garage opened at 10 a.m. locally. These guys have had to work on it all day long, getting ready for tonight, and then your day is done so quick.
Not to mention all the hours that these teams spend in the garage preparing for these races.
All right, well, we've been wondering what in the world happened to Thad Moffitt. He's with Amanda.
Thad, we just took a look at the replay, and it looked like you were fighting that truck. What happened?
Yeah, so we had a big run getting down into 1, and I was pretty cautious, I thought, and then we got kind of free getting in. I ended up saving that, keeping it out of the fence, and then when I tried to stay up, it just came down the racetrack on me. So, yeah, we're watching the replay right here, and it's like something broke or something almost. It just came left on me. So it was unfortunate. I hate it for my guys. We've had a crap start to the year. I'm ready for it to turn around, man. It sucks. I'm grateful to be here and have this opportunity, but it's not fun. I want to run good, as bad as you guys want to see it. So hopefully we'll keep our head up and move forward to Kansas. A couple weeks off might be good for us.
Thank you, Thad.
Thank you.
Richard Petty's grandson, you know, he watches every race. He gives Thad feedback on things he can do better, and I know it's just been a rough start for this young man.
Well, as we were speculating what happened, how could that truck be turned like that? And the crew was talking back and forth. Could the wheel have come off? It just didn't make any sense, and it still really doesn't to me that he couldn't keep that truck unless something broke and made it go left like that. He would no way have the wheels cut that hard. That would make no sense.
Chris Wright work continues on his race truck as drivers come to the choose cone.
Ooh, Stuart Friesen. gives up the front row.
Going to give that outside to Eckes once again.
See Zane Smith in that green truck. He went high. Matt Crafton says, I'll give it a whirl too.
Yeah, they're definitely widening out that second lane.
Ben Rhodes takes the outside. There's Raja Caruth.
Got him fresh tires.
Tomorrow on Fox, the United Football League kicks off week number 3 of action with a battle between the Memphis Showboats and the Birmingham Stallions. It all begins at 7 Eastern on Fox. Spring just got stronger, and it sure has. So much fun to watch these guys have a little bit of football in the spring. We're going to Talladega next. They're going to be in town in Birmingham to see the Stallions. I'm thinking about driving over there after practice and qualifying and see what it's all about in person.
We'll have the ARCA Menard Series, first race since Phoenix.
They've had a long break, so we're ready to get back in action for a few weeks.
Strong start to this race for Daniel Dye in the racetostopsuicide.com truck. There you see speedycash.com. He's got a great view for us as well. A couple trucks right up toward the front.
Good to see Zane Smith back in the truck. It hasn't been easy going for him on the Cup side of things, and to come back over to the trucks and do what he loves so much, and he knows how to win over here. Nick Sanchez, Christian Eckes, fanning out. Stuart Friesen taking a look. Kyle Busch taking a look. Wow, as they come out of turn number 1 through turn number 2, can they keep it clean?
Stewart's in a tough spot sliding up the track, but he holds it off. Really tight there with Nick Sanchez.
For the first time, Christian Eckes leads tonight. Just like that, Nick Sanchez slips back. Look at that truck wiggle.
Sanchez fights back on the inside with that 2 truck.
Sanchez lost all of his momentum when Stuart Friesen tried to take him 3 wide, thought better of it, but certainly bobbled Sanchez in that 2 truck.
Pseudo teammates here. Rev Racing for Nick Sanchez. Spire Motorsports is Kyle Busch. Trucks coming out of the same shop.
They're fighting for that space, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Look at Friesen back there in 4th.
Zane trying to get underneath Friesen.
Daniel Dye, so impressive, guys. From when we saw him off the truck, a lot of speed there.
Just getting stronger and stronger. He's had some good runs this year, had some speed.
And right behind him, Lane Riggs, another truck that's been fast, had some issues, hadn't put a whole race together, but he says he still has the confidence because of the way he's able to run at times. There's that 38 truck looking low, right on the bumper of Daniel Dye. They've got Stewart up the track. Can Lane take advantage of it? No, Stewart's going to be able to hold that spot.
You know, when we race under the lights at this particular place, people always comment how fast the trucks look. Well, the drivers say the same thing. This place just feels faster to them. Why is that?
Because they are fast.
They're booking it. But there's something about, there's multiple things that make them feel like they're just faster here than at another mile-and-a-half track.
You get more of a sensation of speed here for whatever reason than you do a lot of other racetracks.
Here's Raja working his way back through the field. He's up to 21st after starting out back. So he's got a fast truck. Trying to size up
Wallace Allen.
Wallace in that 33 truck to crack into the top 20. We'll hear more from Raja all night long, I guarantee it. And I think the fastest truck from what I've seen so far, Josh, is the 2 of Nick Sanchez. But right now, Christian Eckes has the point.
Yeah, and that 19 has taken over the lead from Nick Sanchez. And when I caught up with Christian Eckes earlier, coming off his 2nd win of the season, he said the truck today was He felt like it was numb. It didn't have the handling. Now it has the speed, and we're seeing that right now. His biggest thing that he came over the radio and just said, it is still snappy loose on him. So he's fighting it a little bit, but right now he's led 5 laps and looking like the control truck right now.
And Josh, that's impressive because we talked to him after practice. He wasn't happy with his truck. He was lacking things. He was very straight-faced, very focused, and here he is leading here, 5 laps and counting. Christian Eckes continues to lead over Nick Sanchez, Kyle Busch, and Zane Smith. We're going to step aside. You won't miss a thing. We're going side by side. What a beautiful sunset here at Texas Motor Speedway. Working lap 28 of 167. You didn't miss a thing up front. Christian Eckes continues to lead Nick Sanchez. There it is. Look at that beautiful pink sky.
Perfect. What a great night.
Love racing under the lights. The way those trucks sparkle.
I'm loving this battle for the lead. At one point, I said Nick Sanchez is the fastest truck because he was trying to pass Eckes, and I'm going to say it again. But as soon as he got to him, he couldn't make the move, and then here come Kyle. And he looked like he had the best truck, but I think that too is the class of the field, and both these guys right now have Kyle Busch's number.
When we went side by side, I said I think Kyle Busch has the best truck. Now Nick Sanchez has been able to drive away from him.
And look just behind Kyle Busch as we pan out a bit. There's Zane Smith talking about Zane and him needing a good run after some struggles in the Cup Series. And behind him, Daniel Dye. So Daniel's probably having his career night. This is the best start, the most competitive he's been. He's been running around 10th a lot, 10th to 15th. Now he's up in the top 5 in this number 43 truck.
Great qualifying effort in 6th and now up to 5th.
And Stuart Friesen, we're talking about him and the day he's had so far in 6th right now. Only one top 15 finish this year, Michael. He hasn't even had a top 10. Perhaps he changes all that tonight.
I hope he does. Such a great spirit in the garage area. Loves what he gets to do. Has a really pretty truck. As you see, Johnny Sauter, the veteran, looking for another victory here at Texas, holding off Ty Majeski.
Oh, 5-time winner here. It's good to see Sauter back in the field.
That's got to feel so good as a retired guy coming out here and being competitive.
And you have no idea how hard that is for a driver like Johnny Sauter to jump in with these other drivers that do it week in, week out. Now, Johnny Sauter, obviously his credentials speak for themselves. 5-time winner here, multi-time champion here in the Truck Series, champion in the Truck Series, multi-time winner. But it's not easy just to jump in one of these trucks and race against these guys that do it every week.
But he's with the team that knows how to get it done. They won this race with Phil Gould last year with Carson Hocevar, got his first career win. They flopped the numbers a little bit, but he's got a great team behind him. It's fun to watch him going forward.
That red truck, black and red truck in the back is Stephen Parsons. He's joined this battle for a spot inside the top 15. Johnny Sauter up ahead. There's Stephen in the red truck.
Great opportunity for him to learn from some of these guys that are so good. Ty Majeski, one of our contenders week in, week out.
They lapped around Keith McGee in that 22 truck. Keith did a good job keeping her low and out of the way. Okay, here the scenario at the front changes again. Kyle Busch has the fastest truck. Imagine that.
Battle for second right here. Look at this. I know Nick Sanchez has leaned on Kyle Busch last year, this year. And this is the best way to learn. You guys always say you tuck up behind him and you just kind of watch what he does.
It's amazing the success he's had. What has he won here? 19 times?
19 times between the 3 national series, going for his 6th Truck Series win. And Kyle loves it. It's all about winning. And gosh, we talk about Zane Smith struggling on Sundays. Kyle Busch is right there as well. He needs a good run just to give him a little boost.
I think we ought to tell that guy Martin Truex isn't in the race. He seemed awful happy.
He was pumped.
Christian Eckes holding the lead. It'd be interesting to see if that 7 truck of Kyle can close in.
Just 6 laps to go in this stage, Mike.
This stage win would be huge for Eckes. You've got to collect those playoff points. Kyle Busch couldn't care less about it, but he wants to win the stage. He doesn't need his points. He just wants to win.
He wants to win everything.
That's right.
40 laps in stage 1, 40 laps in stage 2, 87 laps will be the final stage this evening.
What do you think Christian Eckes is thinking when he looks in the mirror and sees Kyle Busch there again?
He said, I wonder if that's Kyle Busch in that green truck.
I beat him at Bristol. I'll take him down in this stage.
Kyle is coming. Let's see what the lap time was that last time. Almost exactly the same, only a couple hundredths of a second difference.
Lapping another truck, and that's bad news for Rajah Caruth. Rajah lost a lap when he had that flat tire, so he's not in the free pass position, Amanda.
Yeah, and catching up on the story, so he did replace 4 tires from that original spin, came in, took those new tires, went back out, had a flat tire, came in and took 2 right side tires, so now 6 tires here for Rajah Caruth in stage 1. How much of a backfoot does that put Rajah on, Michael?
You know, it just depends on the cautions and how this race plays out. I think it's not huge at this point. What's more important is the fact that he's not going to get the free pass when this stage ends, and I don't think he will stay out either. I think that he'll have to come in to get fuel. We'll see how he plays it.
Yeah, Spencer Boyd right now in that free pass position back there in 28th. When this stage ends, he would get it.
Mason Massey just ahead of Boyd. Last truck on the lead lap. There's
Christian
Lane Riggs,
Eckes.
as you see there in the 38. Corey Heim in the left. Oh, here's the battle for the lead.
It's heating up. Here's Kyle Busch. First time, can he lead tonight? He does it. Takes the lead from Christian Eckes.
He is the man.
2 laps to go in first stage here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Kyle Busch says, I remember when you beat me at Bristol.
Look at that 7 truck just wrapping that bottom as you see Christian slipping up there off turn 2. You know, a couple of adjustments, though. Christian Eckes is a smart racer. He's going to be able to tell his team what he needs. Same thing with Nick Sanchez. These trucks are really close together. You hit the right adjustment, the track changes a little bit. That could be the difference in everything.
1 lap to go here in stage number 1.
That's Raja, that blue truck, right a couple trucks in front of Kyle. He certainly doesn't want to lose another lap.
Kyle Busch making his 4th start of 5 allowed in the truck series. Working his way around lap traffic. And he gets it. Kyle Busch wins stage number 1, his 4th stage win this year. That's the most of any drivers. Christian Eckes 2nd, Nick Sanchez, Zane Smith, Stuart Friesen, Daniel Dye. Lane Riggs back there hangs on to that 7th spot. Points awarded all the way down to 10th. You see Corey Heim picked up 1 spot.
We're not going to give Kyle Busch any points, though.
He gets 0.
He gets 0.
But congratulations, you got the win.
That's right.
That's all he cares about.
You'll get 0 and you'll like it.
We'll have pit stops coming up after this. Christian Eckes has led the most laps tonight at 21. We're racing under the lights in Texas. Stage number 1 in the books from Texas Motor Speedway. As you see the points there, Kyle Busch, we said you get no points and you will like it. as they make their way down pit road. You see Taylor Gray all the way down to the bottom, picks up 1 point. They're coming your way, Amanda.
Well, Daniel Dye has a new spotter in his ear this weekend. He's actually familiar with them from ARCA. Joe White on the call came in saying that he was loose on the throttle in 1 and 2. They will make adjustments there. And you look at the 91 of Zane Smith. They said that the truck was free, requesting rear grip, but I talked to Josh.
And for the 19 of Christian Eckes, said that truck got tight towards the end of that run, but he feels like the track is changing as well. No adjustments, just 4 tires and fuel. For the 7 of Kyle Busch, said it's an overall lack of grip. Felt like that thing was sliding around on him, but still able to get the stage win, Jamie.
All right, so interesting. Christian Eckes, no adjustments there. Kyle Busch, hard to tell if he just made an air pressure adjustment. All right, the 43 here. Take a look at the right front.
Just looked like it wouldn't come off. Maybe it didn't drop out far enough, Michael. Watch. See him try to pull it and try to pull it. He doesn't go back to the wrench. I think he's waiting for the shock to drop far enough for that tire to come off, and that's going to cost him a bunch of positions.
Yeah, he was 6th position when he came to pit road. He's going to be outside the top 10.
Tough break for Daniel Dye. Been talking about how well he's been running. Beautiful truck. How about that?
Whoa.
Opening ceremonies. That little guy likes it. Stay with us from Texas. Welcome back to the Craftsman Truck Series, race number 7 on the season. Kyle Busch, Christian Eckes will restart on the front row. Eckes has led 21 laps, Sanchez 16, and Kyle Busch 8 laps and counting. As we gear up for another restart here, Kyle Busch has certainly been the man at Texas.
Little wheel spin there on the outside lane by Eckes. Kyle gets a nice start, but a big push from Nick Sanchez. And look at there, Corey Heim goes 3 wide.
Guys, Corey Heim was 9th at the end of that stage, picked up 4 spots on pit road. Now he's in 2nd position.
Oh, big slip there by the 5 of Dean Thompson.
They stay off each other.
4 wide back there in the middle of the backstretch.
What a mess.
Kyle Busch, Corey Heim. Look at this battle side by side behind him. Nick Sanchez and Christian Eckes.
They're battling all over this racetrack. Matt Crafton up top, as you see. Stuart Friesen. Look at that move Crafton makes. Shoots between those trucks. That was awesome. That squeezed him up inside the top 10.
4 wide.
Ben Rhodes, haven't talked much about him tonight.
He had a tough practice today, Jamie. Not a lot of speed in that truck, but seems to be rallying. Track's changing, you know, it's darker, it's cooler. It could come to him.
Ben Rhodes now up to the 13th spot in that 99 truck. Next to his teammate, Connor Jones. Look at this. Corey Heim, the great pit stop. Now we can see what he has in that race truck. He battles Kyle Busch here for the lead.
He stuck it in on the outside, Phil, in turns 1 and 2 and almost grabbed the lead. That's a great move.
What a battle between these 4. This is exciting.
That outside's only going to get better, too, down in 1 and 2. Great 4-truck battle right now for the lead.
Got 3 young truck racers taking on Kyle Busch.
Corey Heim has just been so impressive. Top 10 every single race this year. He's the most consistent driver in the field. Last year was the same story. Then he gets a dose of Kyle Busch and to go head-to-head with him. I know Corey embraces that.
Remember in the opening I said, what happened to Kyle Busch? Corey, Christian, Nick, Taylor. That's what's happened to Kyle Busch. Look at these guys all over him. But he's the king right now. Can he hold on?
And remember, some of these drivers, the 2 immediately behind him, both drove for him. He's trained these guys.
And he's still training. You see him down on pit road helping Raja Caruth. Anybody that comes up and wants to know how they can be better, he's there for them.
Nick Sanchez as well. Remember, for Rev Racing, they had an alliance with KBM last year.
This is the battle back for 17th. Stuart Friesen shuffled back there, and Chase Purdy talked about his great finish last weekend in 3rd at Martinsville. Finished 2nd here a year ago. He's very optimistic about this race. He's got some work to do, though, back in 18th. I love this, racing all over the track. These 2, they can't shake each other.
Battle for 3rd. Sanchez is going to try to grab that from Christian Eckes. He has him cleared off turn 4.
Sanchez in the 2 truck got the win at Daytona. Christian Eckes picked up the wins at Bristol and last week again at Martinsville.
They can't shake Taylor Gray as well.
That's right. He's right there.
Taylor Gray, it's not a matter of if he's going to win it. It's just when he's going to get to victory lane this year.
I feel the same way about Ty Gibbs and Cup. You know, there's some guys, they just show you week in and week out. This is Raja. He's in the free pass position right now. So if the caution were to fly, he would be the get back on the lead lap. A couple of trucks ahead of him, though, that are on the lead lap really slow. That he needs that caution quickly is my point.
Raja Caruth to come down on lap 43, but they just pulled some fenders, took a look at it. They can't afford to take more tires, so he's got to hang on to it, take care of those tires till the end of this stage.
He's running some pretty decent lap times, though, so he should be okay. Chris Wright is the truck behind him, 1 lap down, and Chris Wright just ran a fast lap as well.
He's got damage, too, on that 1 truck. So talk about not getting to race very often and get out there and get your legs under you. Chris Wright's doing a nice job, too. There you see that 1 truck.
Look at all that damage.
All been up on the sides, but he's able to keep pace with Raja just ahead of him there.
Love that red, white, and blue paint scheme. They had to work on that truck. The first caution that came out damaged 4 trucks. He was one of them, but he's able to continue.
We'll see him again next week at Talladega in the ARCA Menards Series race. Lane Riggs, the 38, trying to size up the 9 of Grant Enfinger. It's a battle for the 8th position.
Nick Sanchez ran in that 3rd position, a couple 3/10ths faster than Corey Heim last time by, and I'm keeping my eye on that 2 truck. I really think that he's got the truck that he can contend for this win with.
Lane Riggs, first time here in a truck, not 38. Nice young team around him. Sure, many of them were there when Zane Smith was there and won the championship in 22.
He told us during our practice show that he ran the Xfinity race here last year. He said, but I ran 2 laps and then crashed in practice.
Hard to learn anything when you're not finishing the laps, right?
Whoa, Johnny Sauter really close to catching Connor Jones as Stephen Parsons gets up under Connor Jones.
All back there battling for that 15th spot.
It's really hard to hold your truck down when you got one right on your side like that. Matt Crafton down low. Wow, we talk about battling all over the racetrack. We've got it here in the trucks at Texas.
Crafton had just picked up a couple spots, made it into the top 10. Now he's shuffled back to 14th just like that. There is great action all over the racetrack. Kyle Busch continues to lead over Corey Heim. Stay with us. We're going side by side. "61 laps in of a 167 lap race here at Texas Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch continues to lead over Corey Heim and Nick Sanchez. Well, we talked about the 88 of Matt Crafton going to break. He was going backwards. Josh, what's happening?
Yeah, for Matt Crafton, he's got a great track record here. 2 wins, 17 top 5s, but tonight he is fighting that truck. He said, I have no straightaway speed right now. Just a few minutes ago over the radio, said this truck is super free. He's hanging on, feels like it's so sideways to the point coming out of the turn where he almost thought he had a flat tire. They said, hold on until we can get you to the end of the stage and get you some more tires. But Crafton is not happy with how free that truck is, to say it lightly, guys.
He's got to hang on and keep that gas down or he'll get lapped. That truck is really, you know, you say he doesn't have any straightaway speed. When you're sideways in the corners, that'll hurt your straightaway speed.
It's going to certainly hurt the momentum up off the corner. And see, Brett Holmes going to try to make his way underneath Crafton. Matt was running 10th when he started having this issue, all the way back to 18th right now.
Brett Holmes in the 32, one of the 5 trucks that had to start in the rear for unapproved adjustments. And he's on the move in 19th right now.
That's a good run for Brett, just steadily making his way through the field, and now he's going to try to size up Crafton. Had a bit of an issue with front camber that they changed some shims, and that sent him to the back, but might have been a good idea. You can see his progression there, and then you hop on the speedycash.com on board with Zane Smith. Zane's in the 6th position.
Trying to chase down the 17 of Taylor Gray. That's him right up ahead of Zane.
Lap after lap, Kyle Busch is consistently the fastest truck. Second fastest is our 4th place running truck lately, and that's Christian Eckes. So still a lot of racing to go here. Long race at Texas. These guys have got a lot to figure out.
We haven't talked a lot about the draft. These trucks draft here. We have speeds upwards of 180 miles an hour average. So these trucks get a big suck off those big, huge cabs of these trucks. So that's why these guys are able to make up so much ground down the straightaways.
Stuart Friesen, a great qualifying effort, Amanda, but man, they've dropped. What's going on?
Hearing that on entry his truck is twitchy. You have to remember he told us ahead of the race that the trick here to Texas is patience. Well, he's trying to have patience in that truck here tonight too.
Jimmy Villeneuve, his crew chief, has come over to Stuart Friesen this year. Talked to him today. He's like, baby steps. We're still working on it. We're building new trucks this year and just changing things, making differences from the ground up. And it's been a struggle. And he said, we know that it's going to be a struggle for quite some time, but this summer we should start hitting our stride. I feel like today they brought that fast truck, and we just saw Stuart Friesen and that smile. They were happy early, but now that the sun has gone down, the lights have come on, that truck just not where they want it to be.
Guys, this is a driver I've been keeping my eye on, and I have for a lot of years too. Johnny Sauter. Johnny restarted well outside the top 15, now all the way up to the 10th spot, doing a nice job in this Nice Motorsports Chevrolet. As you mentioned, Phil Gould calling his shots for Johnny here. Really doing a nice job. Has a fast truck.
Rotation of drivers in that 45 truck this season. Kyle Busch continues to lead here. 12 to go in stage number 2. Stay with us. Welcome back to NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Racing live from Texas. Michael Waltrip, Phil Parsons, Jamie Little with you. Josh Sims and Amanda Busick on pit road. As stage number 2 winds down here, about 6 laps to go. Kyle Busch continues to lead. He's now led the most laps tonight.
See Matt Mills here going a lap down. Mason Massey already had. Just give you an update on Raja Caruth. He will not get the free pass if we stay green here. So his troubles continue.
Slip back to the 8th spot, and Daniel Dye, we showed on his pit stop, he had a problem changing the right front. Just took a little bit of time getting it off. That cost him quite a few spots. He restarted 12th, and he worked his way up to 6th, I believe, and now has lost a couple spots, but a nice comeback. Just shows how strong that truck is.
Exactly. A few laps ago, we saw that blue truck right in front of him passed Daniel on the outside down in 1 and 2. So that's Lane Riggs. He has a good truck as well. Right now running 7th.
And he's making moves. You can see he's way faster right now than Zane Smith. He's going to swing to the inside. We know this kid has the talent to do just what he's doing here tonight. Really fast in his races he got to run in last year. Just a bunch of bad luck. Talked to him earlier today. He said, we just haven't put a race together, but we've done enough to where we know we can, and he's doing it tonight.
Zane's very familiar with that 38 truck as well. He drove that truck for...
That has to be a little strange, right?
Exactly, yes.
Like, I know that. Those are my boys. His longtime race engineer, Dylan Capello, is actually the crew chief now. As Chris Lawson, the crew chief from the last few years on this truck, moved up to the Cup Series. He's working with Justin Haley. But he's still on board with this team. He still sits on the pit box, still advises this team. So, some familiar voices over there. But Zane Smith with Hilgeman Racing, McAnally Hilgeman Racing this year. Part-time, of course.
That truck just in front of him put him on the map. If it weren't for that ride, we wouldn't be talking about Zane Smith.
2 laps to go in stage number 2. Let's get an update quickly on Johnny Sauter.
Talk about Johnny Sauter coming back here into the Craftsman Truck Series. This is the second time that we've seen him this season. I asked the 2016 champ what it's like to come in here with the reputation of knowing that you're one to beat. He said, well, I'm just out here to perform. I don't care what anyone thinks. This is Johnny's 27th start here at Texas. And when you know that there's 50 total races in the Craftsman Truck Series at Texas, that's a pretty cool stat.
Really cool stat. Love to see it. And he's running 10th right now. So great truck. We'll see what he can do here as we're rounding out the final lap here of stage number 2. Kyle Busch won stage 1. And it looks like, guys, he's going to get stage number 2.
Coming to that.
And he does. Officially, Kyle Busch, Nick Sanchez, Christian Eckes, Corey Hyman, Taylor Gray round out the top 5.
Yeah, Michael and I have been watching the scoring monitor, and that Nick Sanchez, once he grabs second spot, has been fast.
Yeah, he's running lap times a couple of tenths faster than Kyle. Kyle must have got a radio report from the team saying 2's fast. He picked it up pretty much on those last couple of laps.
So caution is out for the 4th time. We'll have pit stops coming up next. Welcome back to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, live from Texas Motor Speedway. I love the tunes.
Oh, yeah, I got some country music going on, some cowboy boots, and these guys right here are getting ready to kick it into gear when they come to pit road.
They sure are. Kyle Busch wins stage number 2. That means he has swept the stages for tonight.
Look at that technology. Got that light on his helmet so he can see what's going on. There's your stage points.
Look at that. Christian Eckes, Nick Sanchez maximizing the opportunity with 17 points each. They're all coming down pit road. Amanda, coming your way.
Well, right after the end of the stage, Daniel Dye said to his radio, "Can I get a high five for that restart?" And they said, "No, I'll give you a double high five." On that last pit stop, they had an issue with the shock bleed that might happen here as well. Daniel asked if there was anything that they could do. As you see, it's taken a little time there. They said, "We'll just have to wait it out." And then with Zane Smith still loose on that truck, Josh.
For the new 2 of Nick Sanchez, he said that truck fired off a lot less free this last run. Doesn't want to make too many adjustments because the way the track is changing. And for Kyle Busch, lacking grip early in the race, so the truck was much better during this last run. He said keep the adjustments minimal, Jamie.
What I heard is Kyle Busch, Nick Sanchez, happy with the truck. Don't make any changes. This is going to be fun.
And another great pit stop by Taylor Gray's guys. 3 spots.
Great job by that team. Can Kyle Busch hang on and win for the 20th time right here at Texas? Stay with us to find out. No doubt it's been an action-packed evening so far for race number 50 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series here at Texas Motor Speedway. Hard to believe, 50th race.
More than any other racetrack in the Truck Series. The thing I like is we've seen a lot of great racing, not the caution flags we saw last year.
Don't jinx us
Oh,
now.
I know.
As soon as we say it.
I know it.
We've had 4 cautions tonight for 20 laps. Of course, 2 of those were at the stage break. So it's been a pretty relatively clean race so far.
Yeah, but watch this restart. And we know as laps go by, intensity picks up. And we've seen guys make it 3 wide down into turn 1. That could be where the action picks up and we have some contact. Watch this restart closely as they head toward 1.
Guys, look at the 17, Taylor Gray. His pit crew has just been getting it done. Got him in position. First time he's restarting on the front row outside Kyle Busch. Christian Eckes all over Kyle's bumper. 3 wide behind him.
Everybody's looking for an opportunity. You see 3 wide back in the pack. Kyle Busch is going to go.
Whoa.
Here comes Corey Heim on the inside. Can he pick up another spot?
Sanchez ran in the back of Taylor Gray.
Taylor didn't have a good exit there. You see it cost him.
Great battle for second. Nick Sanchez likes what he's seeing in that 2 truck.
He'll be thinking about making it 3 wide here.
Look at that big push Sanchez makes to the back of the 11. That 2 truck is fast. He can't let Kyle Busch get too far away, though. Nice run into 1 for Eckes on the outside.
As Phil said, it's the money stage. 80 laps left in this race. Kyle Busch has control. I saw Daniel Dye back there battling for position. You see him right there in the 43 truck. Had a hang up on the right front again on that second stop, but he's battling back.
Yeah, and that's not going to fix itself. His next pit stop, he's going to have the same issue as well.
Haven't seen a ton of fall off on these tires. He might have to consider, if it's a green flag stop, not changing right sides.
And we will have to stop one more time this evening. Taylor Gray
trying to grab that 4th spot from Sanchez.
And look at behind them, Lane Riggs just getting better and better. Watch that 38 truck. He's really getting it together. As you see, Christian Eckes has run down our leader.
Battle up front. There's battles all over the racetrack.
Grant Enfinger, that 9 truck as well. Here comes Majeski and the 98 underneath the 38 of Lane Riggs.
Battle for 7th right there on the right side of your screen. And there's Zane Smith making it 3 wide. Picks off the 98. Now he's looking at Lane Riggs in the 38. Meanwhile, Christian Eckes trying to figure out how to make some room, some time up on the 7.
You know how much it would mean to Christian Eckes to be able to take Kyle Busch down again.
He took him down on the half mile. Now he wants to take him down on the 1.5 miles. Make a statement here in Texas.
Daniel Dye racing Majeski.
Oh, he's getting loose.
Little contact.
That makes me nervous when they go down on the bottom like that, and hanging onto the truck is so difficult. Johnny Sauter saw all that. He's going to try to take advantage of it. Daniel's hanging tough, though. He said, I can get it done on the bottom. Another move by Eckes to try to get the lead from Kyle Busch. There goes Daniel. There goes Johnny.
And up the track goes the 98.
And there goes Majeski the other way. Oh, he lost second.
And there goes Corey Heim. There's so much movement everywhere.
He lost second.
Momentum lost, right?
Yes, that's exactly right. And look at Taylor here, Taylor Gray around Sanchez. Man, this is great battling.
With Ben Rhodes and Stuart Friesen racing for 12th. There's Matt Crafton.
Remember the truck so loose he wasn't having any straightaway speed. He's got her fixed up now.
J-Rod had to work on that truck a little bit for him. Hanging right in here with Ben Rhodes, his teammate.
I like this 19 truck. I know when he tries to make the move on Kyle, he loses his momentum, and then that allows guys to catch up with him, but he is fast.
This racetrack is all about momentum, isn't it? They run so close to wide open. Not as much down in 1 and 2 as 3 and 4, but it's about momentum. And right now, Eckes is trying to get back underneath Corey Heim.
Meanwhile, Taylor Gray in the 17, keeping his eye on this battle. He restarted on the front row, slipped back. He's in the 4th spot now.
Eckes creeping up high to try to get the angle and the run off the corner to make a move.
And get some fresh air on the nose of that truck as well, Michael.
Watch how treacherous the outside of turns 1 and 2. You want to creep up there, but you better just creep up there, because look outside the groove how shiny that racetrack is. It is wildly slick looking. I don't think those drivers don't notice that.
Look at this run right here. He closes up on the bumper of the 11 truck, and then he falls back. It's almost like an accordion. You guys talk about the air here and the momentum.
The draft. And moving up like that, that gives him a little bit of momentum, a little boost coming off the corner, and that draft will pull him right up to that truck.
Kyle Busch liking what he's seeing, 7/10 of a second lead over that battle behind him for second.
See that shiny racetrack, Phil? How would you like to venture up into that?
It looks like ice.
It does. That's crazy. I'm out on that, buddy.
I heard from a couple drivers today, they were talking about that very thing. And they said when you're in the truck, you don't see it. But when you go back and you watch the race, you're doing your research, you see it, and you know, okay, I don't go up there. But when you're behind the wheel, it's hard to know that. Rely on your spotter, right?
Absolutely.
What a battle for second. Look at these truckers all over the racetrack. 71 laps to go. Kyle Busch is in control of the race at Texas. And the great battle continues. There's battles all over the racetrack. Nick Sanchez ahead of Corey Heim. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch continues to lead. He's extended his lead over Christian Eckes. 66 laps to go here in the Lone Star State.
Eckes ran about the same speed Kyle did that lap. Sanchez only a half a tenth off.
Whoa, look at this battle.
Back here in battle for 17th. We talked about they are racing hard all over this racetrack.
I'm glad we're side by side because I was loving the action we were seeing during commercial. All this passing and running the high lane.
Raja Caruth in the 25th spot. He is right now in the free pass position. We saw the 5 truck right up there on the top of your screen. Dean Thompson, that was the end of this race last year.
Look, the hits
hard
just
hits.
keep coming too. That is so painful to watch.
Had such a good race going, spent so much time up in the top 5. Raja is, as you mentioned, in the 25th spot, but he is in the free pass position as of right now.
Yeah, but Tanner Gray and that backup truck and Ty Dillon are on the backside of the top 25. So they're going to be lapped soon. Raja's hoping for a caution. And the way they're racing, I'm surprised we haven't seen more. It's been crazy action.
But I love how the racetrack has widened out. We see guys now able to make moves on the outside in both ends of the racetrack.
Christian Eckes ran a 29.98 last time around the racetrack. A quarter of a second faster than Kyle Busch as we ride along with Daniel Dye.
Daniel Dye in 9th right now, just ahead of Ty Majeski.
He's looking back at Majeski.
Yeah, solid race though for Daniel Dye.
Certainly is.
Overcoming that adversity on pit road. They just had issues with that right front.
Riding along with Matt Crafton.
Currently in the 14th position. Looking up ahead at Ben Rhodes.
30 top 10 finishes here at Texas.
That's wild. 3-time pole sitter, a 2-time winner. Ben Rhodes is one that's had a rough season. Just looking for a solid night to turn things around.
He's having a solid night, just not the speed we're used to from these Thor Sport trucks.
Right now, Majeski's the only Thor Sport truck we have in the top 10.
Watch this line that Christian Eckes is running. We talked about that shiny part up high. He just keeps creeping up there more and more next to it, especially down in 1 and 2. And every time he cranks off a 29.90, Kyle Busch comes back with a 29.90 as well. Looking in that mirror and just running as hard as he needs to right now. That's fun to watch when you venture up off the bottom and make it work like we're seeing Eckes do.
And there's grip all the way to the top where there isn't any grip anymore.
It goes away in a hurry, doesn't it?
Fine line.
There's the separation from first to second, and look right up there next to the shiny part. I don't like the shiny part.
3 different lap leaders tonight. Kyle Busch now has led 70 laps the most. Christian Eckes with 21 laps led, and Nick Sanchez, who started on the pole, 16 laps led. Sanchez right now in the 3rd spot.
Michael, tell us how fast those 2 leaders ran that last lap.
Oh, they ran the fastest laps I've seen in the last 20 laps. I've not seen them down to 29.77. That's what Kyle Busch ran. And guess what Eckes ran? A 78. He's tracking him, but every time he steps up the speed and on the gas, Kyle responds.
Kyle Busch's last win came here in July of 2020. Guess who finished 2nd?
No.
Christian Eckes in a Kyle Busch Motorsports truck. Remember, he was running back then for Kyle.
Another one of those Thor Sport trucks. Ben Rhodes in 13th. What's he saying, Amanda?
Yeah, you guys were talking about his season to this point. I talked to the 2-time champion. He said he's not panicked at this point into the season, that anything can change at any time. You'll remember it took until Charlotte of last year for him to pick up his first win. But he said races like Texas stress your racecraft. He said it's really important for you to know your competitors' tendencies and how they race tonight.
And with that is experience, right? Knowing who you're racing around, your competitors you've been out here on the track with for many years. But the question mark is always the rookies, the young guys, right? What are their tendencies at a place like this?
Lane Riggs heads to pit road. On the right side of the screen, there's Stephen Parsons in the trophy tractor truck. Truck. That's fun to say.
Yeah,
got a tire issue.
You nailed it, Mikey.
Lane Riggs with a tire issue, a fast truck. We've talked all night about him putting a race together. Darn it. He has problems here again.
This is his last set of tires. Now he can elect to put tires back on if he wants to, but this is his last set of tires, new set of tires that he has. Again, we're just barely outside our pit window.
Barely. So if
he was going to need some caution laps, I think, to be able to make it. Everyone said 50 to 55, maybe on the outside. As you can see, we have 56 laps to go.
Stephen Parsons back there having a great night. In the 14th position, his 4th race this year, part-time. You guys talk about how hard it is for these drivers to jump in and out and then run up to speed with everybody else who's running full-time.
Yeah, and he's racing around some really good guys. We saw him racing earlier with Majeski. Now he's right behind Matt Crafton.
And here comes Kyle Busch. Last time by 30 flat, and Eckes ran a 29.90, so a little bit quicker. You see that truck behind him trying to close in. Whoa, traffic for the leaders. Oh, and Eckes lost his momentum, and here comes Sanchez to take that spot.
This has been so fun to watch all night. These two just can't shake each other from the drop of the green flag.
And they're both like, let's go catch that guy. Well, we can't. You go try it. I mean, they're all over Kyle Busch lap time wise, but he puts that separation on them, and they just can't quite get there.
And if they're battling side by side, all they're doing is going backwards, right?
He's up in the slick stuff.
He's going to lose momentum.
Yeah.
May lose that spot. Will lose that spot to Eckes.
All right. Well, he made a run at him. Now Eckes says it's my turn again. You can see what happens when you get up in the shiny stuff. You just lose grip, and man, it'll shoot your heart rate straight through the ceiling.
So much action. This is just the battle for second right here. Kyle Busch continues to lead. Green flag pit stops perhaps coming up. Stay with us. Welcome back to the SpeedyCash.com 250 as Kyle Busch continues to lead here at Texas Motor Speedway. Well, he's lapped up to 19th position. Brett Holmes next up for Kyle Busch.
We saw Lane Riggs on and off pit road, got around Kyle Busch, and here comes Chase Purdy. Mentioned pit stops are getting ready to happen. Chase on the lead lap, he's coming in.
The battle for third, left side of our screen. Corey Heim, the 11, Sanchez in the 2. Corey Heim just will not go away. We talk about Eckes and we talk about Sanchez, and here's Corey Heim racing with him as we see Daniel Dye coming in, Amanda.
Well, all night he's been battling a loose truck. Just reported to the team that now he's too tight. It will be last-minute adjustments before they get back on the track for the finish of the stage.
Trouble on that right front again. Just that tire just doesn't want to come off. It causes them some problems each stop, Josh.
And the two of Nick Sanchez coming into pit now. They worked on that truck all night long. The report early on in the race, it was free. They worked on it, got better. Now they're hoping they have the final pit stop to put them in contention for the win.
And Josh, these are the money stops. You can't afford a speeding penalty. You can't afford a problem on pit road. It might be too late to overcome it. We're at that point in the race where you've got to be perfect from here on in.
See Grant Enfinger in as well.
Here you see Corey Heim making his way to pit road. This truck's been solid all night long, running pit road speed all the way down to his pit box. How frustrating that can be, knowing that pit stop is way down yonder. He slides to a stop.
But this pit crew's been on it tonight. They picked him up a lot of positions each time down pit road. Let's see if they can help him out here, gain a little bit of time.
98 time when Jesse comes in. I think we see 4 tires from everybody here. So much time left in this race. See right side tires going on that Thor Sport Ford, Road Ranger on the quarter panels. You see him holding the left side tires over. It's going to be 4 tires from Majeski.
And that was a smooth right side as they jack up the left side and go to work. I talked about the money stop. We're getting a report that Chase Purdy was speeding on pit road. Can't have that right now.
Taylor Grain as they work on the right side of that race truck.
We talk about how good that pit crew is week in, week out.
You know, I just love the choreography. The driver has to do his part, stop perfectly, and then that just sets in motion these talented pit stop guys, pit crew members that are former college and pro athletes that go out there and do their job.
Love talking about the pit crews. We've been doing it in the Cup Series, just showcasing who the guys are underneath the helmets, making such a difference. In Sundays, it's been all about the pit crews. Win or losing races happens on pit road almost every week.
See Ty Dillon on in pit road. He's getting left side tires, already got his right side tires changed. I met one of the pit crew guys down in the garage here today. He's a former Tennessee Titan.
Love it.
I said, I like the Lions. He said, well, I like the Lions too.
Love telling those stories because they bring these players in, these athletes in from all over the country. They all have different unique stories of how they got to NASCAR. Some were fans, some never been to a race before, and here they are pitting a truck or a race car. So how long does Kyle Busch wait to come in?
Well, we know he can go. He last pitted on lap number 83. We've run 43 laps. He can probably go at least another 10 laps. And he may choose to do that. His lap times, he ran a 29.92 that last lap. The tires are not falling off any, so he may try to maybe catch a caution before he pits and put a lot of these drivers a lap down that he's been having to race.
You see the lap since last pit right there. Kyle Busch, 44. Got Eckes and Smith on that same strategy, Friesen, Crafton, as Ben Rhodes makes his stop.
You know, we talk about the athletes on pit road that make these stops. The driver has to do his part. He better stop on his point because the stops are so choreographed. These guys set into motion what goes down after he stops. And here comes Stephen Parsons in the 75 truck off pit road heading toward turn 2. You got to stay on the apron, stay on the bottom of the racetrack, get all you can, and get back up to speed.
Here comes that Chili's truck. This makes me want to order something for Chili's. Here comes our leader, left side of your screen.
Got to be really conservative. You saw that. He got all the way down to pit road speed. He's going to take this truck all the way down pit road to the other end, turn 1 end, and make his pit stop.
Josh?
And for the 7 of Kyle Busch, comes in from the lead, led 90 laps so far tonight. That truck has got better all night long, sliding early. They worked on it, got it where they need it, as Kyle Busch is looking for his 6th truck win here in Texas.
Here comes Christian Eckes too, Josh. That's set into motion. Second place, Eckes coming to pit road. You can see nicely controlled down to pit road speed there. No mistakes. We can't afford a mistake. Look like a good stop for Kyle Busch.
So 91, Zane Smith to the lead. Expecting him to make his way down pit road any minute.
Corey Heim working his way through some traffic. We talked about Chase Purdy, that truck getting a penalty on pit road. Look at that big TV screen on the back straightaway. You can see action all over this racetrack.
What do they call that thing?
Big Hoss.
Big Hoss. They were the first to do it here.
There goes Christian Eckes off pit road. Green flag pit stops, always entertaining for me.
You see the 7 go by. That's the difference right now between Kyle Busch, the 7, and Eckes in the 19. He inherited the lead when Kyle came down pit road. Now he's going to find himself probably about 2 or 3 seconds behind anyway.
And here comes Zane Smith in the SpeedyCash.com truck to pit road. He had the lead. Oh, trouble! Not again.
Lane Riggs talked about the night he was having. Came down pit road, made that stop, and around he goes. The caution is out for the 5th time.
Zane Smith came to pit road, as I said, but he didn't stop in his box because he knows the caution is out. He'll get the pit under yellow. Can't take a chance on losing a lap.
And that's going to keep a lot of trucks a lap down. If he would have went ahead and stopped in his pit and took 15 seconds to make the pit stop, that would have put a lot of trucks back on the lead lap. Right now, until the scoring cycles, we're only showing 7 trucks on the lead lap.
Wow.
Interesting turn of events here.
That's the worst nightmare for teams is all the teams have pitted, but anytime there's a caution during green flag pit stops, it always mixes things up.
So let's see what happened here.
Did he get up into the shiny stuff? Oh, yeah. Just loose, though. I don't think he's too high, but just lost control. Man, that's so frustrating. We've seen these racers go right on the edge of what looks like treacherous conditions as we look down toward turn 2. How scary that looks.
I hate to say it, but turn 2 has been the star of the show all day, from practice, qualifying. This race tonight, just treacherous has been the word of the day.
The field has cycled by now. We're only showing 9 trucks on the lead lap. We had I believe over 20 trucks on the lead lap before the green flag pit stop started.
Stuart Friesen, the first one, a lap down in 10th.
It's 9 good trucks, though. As you see, the pace truck's in a weird spot. He's trying to get where he's going. There you see our leader, Zane Smith. All those other trucks need to come around the racetrack.
Wallace Allen in this 33 is one of those trucks that's on the lead lap because he has not come to pit road yet. Great work by his guys to keep him out there, keep him on the lead lap. Now he's going to get him a good finish if he can finish it off.
So 35 laps to go here at Texas. Under caution for the 5th time this evening.
Yep, Wallace Allen is the only surprise that we have up in the top 10 right now.
So Zane Smith shown as the leader. He will need to pit. Kyle Busch in 2nd. Corey Heim, stay with us. Tomorrow right here on FS1, a bitter rivalry is brewing right here in the Lone Star State. Now Corey Seager and the reigning champion Rangers, they'll battle Jose Altuve and the Astros. It all begins at 4 Eastern on FS1. Full race in action tomorrow at the Xfinity Series. Cup practice and qualifying. We're up early tomorrow, 10:30 Eastern, I believe.
How about Big Hoss over on the back straightaway? You can see it's got the running order on the left side, all kinds of content for the fans to soak up. Bruton Smith motto always was, we love what we do for the fans. And that scoreboard, that beautiful TV, is an example of just that. So cool to see that big TV.
Now we're showing 7 trucks on the lead lap, but if we can pan ahead of Kyle Busch, Kyle will be our leader when Zane Smith comes to pit road. All these trucks, starting with Stephen Parsons, will get the wave around. So I think we will eventually have about 16 trucks on the lead lap.
And you know who they're all going to be chasing when it's all said and done?
Kyle Busch.
You got that right.
Yeah.
So Zane Smith came down pit road. The caution came out. He had to continue. We've been watching him ride right up behind that pace truck and shut it off. You think he's a little concerned about fuel right now?
I think he definitely is. He pitted on lap 83, so it's been only 52 laps, and some of these caution laps, and he's saving fuel. So I think he should be fine till we open pit road.
Let's get an update, Amanda.
I'm not sure exactly about that from Zane Smith. I'm taking a look at his crew chief right now, Kevin Bellecourt. The tension here is really strong. They needed that pit stop on fuel because they had already pushed it pretty far. But by the time Zane gets here, they are going to focus on finding that balance between the drag and downforce that's required here in Texas.
Kevin Bellecourt's like, oh my gosh, just hang on. Bring it down. Let's get some tires on it. Go contend for this thing.
That's him shutting the engine off and cranking it back up. He's wanting the pit road open. NASCAR is going to run another lap before doing so.
You see that line in our scoring pile on the left side of your screen, right below Nick Sanchez. Those are the 7 trucks that are on the lead lap.
Right now.
Right now.
That's getting ready to change.
Yeah. When Zane comes to pit road, that will change.
So I'm guessing that when we saw Kevin Bellecourt put his head in his hands, that's when he got the news that they're going to
go one more lap.
Another lap.
Team Realtree. That's a beautiful number 7 truck, and it's been up front all night long. Kyle Busch, as solid and as strong as we expected he would be. He's had a lot of contenders. Corey Haim's been on his bumper. Christian Eckes, Nick Sanchez, Taylor Gray. They've all been challenging that 7 truck, but he's turned them all away so far.
So 31 laps to go. At the end of this thing, the winner of tonight's race will celebrate right there, the speedycash.com victory lane. It's beautiful. It's bright. You see the flames there. We're going to have real flames.
Real flames.
They do it up here.
Flames. And guns.
We're going to have guns and cowboy hats.
It's going to be all. Todd Bodine has 6 cowboy hats.
Oh, my gosh. Kyle has 5, and he's trying to make it 6 to tie
more.
that record, which would be exciting. We'll see if he can hang on, but how cool if Zane Smith was able to put the speedycash.com truck into the speedycash.com victory lane.
What about those 2 guys? They got their headsets on hooked together. They can communicate.
Did you see that? They're wearing like shorts and T-shirts. What a difference from a week ago. It was freezing. I think the spotters were saying there were some snow flurries last year. We just talked about it. Todd's record could be in jeopardy.
You think he's in the Charlotte studio setting pins and needles, wondering if he's going to be able to keep this record alone? Or
I'm hoping he's at home with a cold one.
Here he comes. Pit road is open. Amanda, here comes Zane Smith.
And I can see a sigh of relief from the team as well. They're ready to execute on this pit stop. Kevin Bellecourt told me ahead of the race, if there's someone out here this weekend that can beat Kyle Busch, it's my driver. I want him to come back in here in the truck series and have fun.
Well, it looks like, Amanda, he's doing just that. The team's going to work on that truck. You can see the Napa Auto Parts uniforms, the pit crew that's taking care of that 91 truck. You come into pit road and you got the Napa Auto Care team on your side. You got to feel pretty good about things.
Absolutely.
Good stop for Zane Smith. We'll get back to racing action after this. Stay with us. young man's day is coming.
Oh, trouble.
Caution is out.
NASCAR overtime. Let's go.
Got another wreck.
Let's do it again. Big push on that outside line. Hocevar's thinking 3 wide.
He got there. Hocevar got there.
They touch Team Rex. Carson Hocevar wins for the first time in his career.
Proud of you.
It was a day race last year, and gosh, that racing was so exciting all the way to the very end. And Nick Sanchez, heartbreak for him. It led 168 laps from the pole, and it all went down to the wire for him.
Craziness ensued at the end of that race.
All right, so we had 13 waiver rounds. Things are looking more normal, like they were at the start of this third and final stage.
Yeah, 16 trucks now on the lead lap.
And we still have the same pursuers. We got Corey Heim, we got Taylor Gray, Christian Eckes, Nick Sanchez, Zane Smith, and Kyle Busch leads them all. But man, this thing's going to be fun.
See Zane Smith after that pit stop now. He'll restart in the 6th position.
Lawless Allen in the top 10, and that's a truck that has just been getting better and better. You see the 33 there. I like the progress I've seen from Lawless. Mike Skinner was down in Martinsville being his driver coach. Saw him in the garage area here today, so that's his job to coach this young man. And if you want somebody on your team, you don't want anybody any better than Mike Skinner. He knows a lot about racing these trucks, doesn't he?
Didn't he have, what, 3 poles here in a row? One time Mike Skinner 3 or 4 poles in a row here at this racetrack.
Whoa, there's our shoes, and Taylor Gray elected to take the top side. My, how things have changed. Early in the race, everybody wanted the bottom. Now it's 50-50 at least.
Tanner Gray's back there. Tanner, remember, he was one of those that had trouble in practice, went to a backup truck, and he's been digging. Finds himself in the top 10 here.
Hasn't had a very fast truck, but he's used strategy and stayed out during that long run there and got himself back in position to get a top 10 finish. There you see some of the trucks a lap down, making their way through.
I think the aggression level is going to be ticked up just a little bit.
I'm quite nervous, Jamie.
Very close to 10 tenths, I would think.
Yeah, okay.
We've seen this before. There's no give anymore. It's all take. And if you take a little bit too much, you see that shiny part up to the right? That'll bite you.
So easy to get pushed out into that shiny part of the racetrack as well.
Those 3 boys racing around Kyle Busch, they're all here for a championship. They say, move this guy out. Let's go for it. Let's settle this deal.
Coming green. This is going to be intense.
Kyle Busch says, I'm a 19-time winner here. He owns 19 cowboy hats and guns from winning here. Trying to do it again tonight. 26 laps to go at the line. Kyle Busch, Corey Heim on the outside. His teammate right behind him. Taylor Gray has been so strong. Look at Christian Eckes all over the bumper of Kyle Busch.
Kyle with the strong turn 2 is able to drive out into the lead.
This battle has just been relentless tonight. Look at this.
Watch him fan out here on the backstretch.
3 wide into turn 3.
All the way through the field. Look at Zane Smith slid up the racetrack. The 2 and Nick Sanchez on the inside of Corey Heim.
These guys running 2 through 5 need to sort this out so they can pursue Kyle Busch. He's been so strong, as you see Eckes able to eke ahead of Taylor Gray. Here comes Corey Heim ahead of Sanchez. Look at that. Trucks as they snake down the back straightaway.
Look at Zane Smith on fresh tires to the inside. He picks up 1. Can he make it stay?
Sanchez is going to stay right on his right rear quarter panel. Pull that truck back.
Wow, this is fun racing. This track is widened out, and we're seeing some great action. Bailey Curry dives into turn 1. He's back in the 17th position, lap down. There you see Zane trying to make work of Nick.
Can't get around him, can't make it stick. Nick Sanchez has been strong.
Ooh, a little bit of a wiggle there.
That's going to be just what Zane Smith. No, you see the slipping and sliding off turn 4. Another truck up there sliding around. That's Connor Jones. He got out of the groove. Did a nice job hanging onto that 66 truck.
Back there, battle for 14th, 15th, 16th right there. Johnny Sauter's shown some good potential tonight, kind of gone from the back to the front. Back now.
You can see more lap down trucks mixed in with these lead lap trucks because of the wave around. We had so many trucks taking the wave around.
Johnny Sauter high off turn 4. I think he might have clipped the wall. He got up out of the groove, and you see the rubber, the Goodyear rubbers. Oh, another crash.
Right into the wall. Stuart Friesen.
Yellow.
Yellow is out. 6th caution tonight. Stuart Friesen was able, I believe, to keep it off the wall. That new sponsor tonight, looking so good. It was a good run for him.
He was running in the 12th position. Got spun around there. Kept it going. I think
a little bit of damage on the left front.
I'm thinking I'm with you, Jamie. Not a lot of damage there.
Darn, man.
Is that Daniel Dye's brother?
He was bummed about the caution, and then he was like, oh, look at us on camera.
Look at that one truck.
Right. Darn.
Yeah, this is Johnny Sauter. I mentioned getting out of the groove, and watch. Just can't hold onto that truck once you go up there. Minimal damage, though. Johnny does a nice job of just keeping the truck pointed in the right direction, bouncing off the wall.
Instead of slamming on the brakes, just slowing down.
Then here's a look at the big crash. Oh, Chris slips up.
Chris Wright gets into Mason Massey. Stuart Friesen just collected in that mess.
There's the big crash.
Look at Friesen right here.
The trophy tractor truck. Stephen Parson. A couple of trucks squeezes by on the bottom. Let's hop on board with Matt Crafton and see what he sees. These guys did a great job of slipping through this. Let's ride with Crafton as he sees what happens ahead. He saw that opening. I knew he was going to be right on that gas. You got to get out of there.
Now yellow.
Oh boy, another restart.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how many of these restarts my heart can take. This is just crazy.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
I mean, just the racing all over.
It's so good.
From front to the back. Great work by our camera guys.
I mean, it's easy to look and see that Kyle Busch has led 101 laps. His closest pursuer has led 22 laps, Christian Eckes. But this thing is not over by a long shot.
It doesn't tell the story either
of
how good those trucks have truly been. Been action-packed all night long from Texas Motor Speedway. You got to stay with us. See the end. Who goes to victory lane? Sunday on FS1, the stars of NASCAR battle right here in the Lone Star State. The pre-race show kicks things off at 2 Eastern, then the green flag flies at 3:30. It all goes down in Texas, Sunday on FS1.
And with the way this track is widening out, we're going to see some serious action on Sunday.
How about this? The boys you'll see in the pre-race and during the race broadcast. Clint Boyer to victory lane right here back in 2006. Jack Daniels and Clint Boyer, those are two of the best pairings I've ever seen in the sport.
What about Kevin Harvick, November of 2011 in the trucks? He goes to victory lane.
And Hunt Brothers Pizza. I think he likes pizza.
Absolutely.
That was a good pairing too.
Oh, what a beautiful moon. What a great night. That looks like the solar eclipse the other day.
Did you get to see it?
I did, and I didn't look. I had those fancy glasses on. It looked just like that. I'm not kidding, right in the middle of the day.
Indianapolis, it got almost completely dark. It was so eerie. It was just such an amazing thing to witness.
Big restart here, Jamie.
This is going to be an amazing thing to witness as well. These guys trying to chase down and beat Kyle Busch late in the going.
17 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Kyle Busch, Christian Eckes on the outside. They've all been chasing Kyle. They've had enough of it. Corey Heim to the inside. Wiggles Kyle Busch. They're 3 wide going into turn 2.
Oh, wow.
Kyle's going to fight back.
I'm slipping back.
What do you need, about 6 inches to clear Kyle Busch? Look at this battle. Oh, Nick Sanchez thought about going 3 wide. Christian Eckes has been strong up top.
And they're wrecking behind him. Grant Enfinger around. Dean Thompson, the caution comes out for the 7th time.
And you know who your leader is going to be, Christian Eckes. I think he was ahead of Kyle Busch when that caution flew.
That's how the timing and scoring shows it. He didn't give up.
What about Corey Heim? Is he a show or what? He said, I'm going in there, Kyle. You're going to have to move over. That was amazing racing.
Can you handle another one of these, Michael?
Barb, get me a coffee, please. I need some more energy. This is good stuff. I was talking about the Cup race on Sunday. I mean, this racetrack is just so racy right now. I think we're going to see some great action tomorrow and Sunday on FS1.
Barb, get me a Valium.
What happened back there?
All right, from the restart.
With some more back here lane. Inside is full. Inside, it's nose to tail now.
I think they're going to get through 1 and 2. A lot of action, but no contact. There you see Stephen Parsons squeeze into the bottom. Grant Enfinger up top. Here comes Friesen.
Bringing 7-1 with them. Clear for now.
Oh.
3 wide top. Just 2 wide with him. Inside. Easy, easy, easy. Get low, get low.
5 just got loose, it looked like, Michael, didn't it?
What about Matt? Got off the gas, stayed patient, stayed calm, didn't lock up the brakes. A little bit of contact, but he makes it through. Watch Dean Thompson in the 5, just gets loose, overcorrects it a bit. Stuart Friesen squeezes by. Stephen Parsons, Raja Caruth. There goes, whoa, look at the job Chase Purdy did.
As you mentioned, I think minimal damage for Matt Crafton.
Matt's been
Watch Crafton right here. This is such good driving. You talk about the experience. Look what's in his lap, but he's able to just to squeeze out of the gas, keep calm, and squeeze through.
And he had a veteran, Johnny Sauter, right behind him that didn't just drive in the back of him.
That's good stuff. Let's look at this one more time from 88 of Matt Crafton.
I mean, a little bit of a bump there.
How easy it would have been for him to panic and just cut the wheel to the left or lock up the brakes, but that's not Matt Crafton. The veteran knew exactly what he was looking at and exactly what to do.
A little bit of damage, but that's all right. Keep on digging for Matt Crafton.
And guess what's finally happening? Raja Caruth is back on the lead lap. He needed another caution, and he just got it to get himself back on the lead lap and try to contend for a top 10 finish.
Michael, weren't we talking about that about an hour and a half ago? I mean, he hasn't given up.
There's no give up in that young man.
Oh, this has been fun. A lot of damage for Grant Enfinger. Stay with us. Christian Eckes, Kyle Busch, another restart. There's been a common theme with Corey Heim, who sits fourth right now. Look at this.
Lap number 8 early on jumps to the inside.
That didn't work, but it showed people what he could do. He's going to try to squeeze down there again here. Has some success doing so, but we're seeing a theme, Phil.
Yeah, I think this one's more of a block here to keep Majeski from doing the same thing to him.
But watch this. Against the man, Kyle Busch. He squeezes to the bottom. Kyle tries to block. Corey has none of it, blowing dust up, trying to take the lead on the bottom. And guess where he's lined up after the choose here in the great state of Texas?
He wouldn't be second on the inside, would he?
He would be on the inside in the 3rd position.
This is going to get good.
Oh, yeah. And you know these spotters are like, Christian, listen to this. That 11 truck has been diving 3 wide every restart. What are you going to do to protect that? Oh,
They're going to add a lap here. Now Kyle Busch has to restart on the outside.
We've seen success up there.
We have.
We've also seen success by pushing 3 wide to the middle. As we saw in that last restart, after Heim tried to squeeze Kyle Busch, Eckes around the top got the lead.
A lot's going to have to do with the launch.
And you know what the launch is going to be complicated by? A push. These guys are going to try to shove the truck in front of them ahead to get an advantage. That's what I feel like right there. Woo! Let's go. It's coming down to it here in Texas.
We should get 1 to go when they come back by here.
Let's get an update on the leader, Josh.
Yeah, and to the point of what you guys were talking about on that last restart, they were deciding for the 19 of Christian Eckes whether or not to take the bottom. In the big conversation, like you showed on the video, Corey Heim had been diving low, so they told Christian, remember, if you do take the bottom, that is a possibility. The 11 has been doing it all night. So to your point, Mikey, what to do to stop him from doing that? That's what the conversation was on the radio.
You know, Josh, what's so interesting about this? Christian is going to want Corey Heim to shove him. Push me as hard as you can. I need your push to get me ahead of Kyle Busch. And then he's going to know also at the same time, he's going to try to unlock from me and get to the bottom and take me 3 wide as we get to turn 1.
If I'm Christian, I'm going to restart this race. I'm going to stay fairly low and try to stay as low as I can and not give Corey Heim a lane down there.
You know, you'd think Christian Eckes' biggest concern right now would be that truck on the outside of him, Kyle Busch. But he can't just focus on Kyle Busch because of what Corey Heim's been doing all night. He's got to have his eyeball on Kyle Busch and his eyeballs on Corey Heim.
He's got 2.
Well, one goes one way, the other, and then Taylor Gray, another great run for the kid in that 17 truck. Going to start 2nd row outside.
Christian Eckes has been just phenomenal on restarts. We saw it last week. He gets the win at Martinsville. I mean, he hasn't faltered on one of these restarts tonight. Like you said, get that push from Corey Heim.
This is good stuff.
When the leaders cross the line, we've reached our Craftsman. 10 laps to go. Christian Eckes on the inside, Kyle Busch on the outside. Great restart once again by the 19. Corey Heim just behind him. It's all Christian Eckes.
Such a great restart. It didn't give Corey Heim a chance to pull underneath him, but now he's trying to do it.
Eckes edges ahead. Here comes Kyle Busch. He's going to go to the back bumper of the 19. Taylor Gray coming up as well.
Fan out somewhat, but Christian Eckes.
Look at Corey Heim. He's looking to the inside.
Christian Eckes leads with 9 laps to go. Kyle Busch just behind him. Corey Heim with a look. Taylor Gray right back there. Nick Sanchez in 5th. And Tanner Gray still up there in the 7th spot.
Oh, out of the groove a bit is Eckes, or is Kyle just going so low it made him look high?
Look at Kyle using every part of this racetrack to get an edge. Look at this battle.
Corey Heim's loving this. Can he take him 3 wide? He's going to have a run off turn 4.
8 laps to go. They're 6 feet apart for the lead. Corey Heim is right there. Throw a blanket over the leaders. Kyle Busch takes that lead again, checks out, says, see ya, boys.
Oh, and Christian Eckes jumps the cushion, goes up into the slick stuff, and loses ground.
Just like that, Christian Eckes goes from the lead all the way back to 4th.
And
Corey
look at
Heim.
the lead that Kyle Busch has now after this one lap.
A half-second lead for Kyle Busch over Corey Heim.
Look at Daniel Dye, race of his career here tonight, running competitively up for.
Oh, he got sideways.
That's just craziness. Sideways at 180, but I don't think he ever let off the gas. Taylor Gray slips up.
What's in front of you?
I would have slipped up too if I saw all that going in front of me.
Matt Crafton had that damage on the last caution. Back there battling Raja Karuth for the 14th spot. Raja on the outside.
Raja spent almost all this entire race a lap down, and now he's gaining positions.
This has been the theme all night long, just racing from front to back. These truckers, and look at this, Kyle Busch, they gave him fits for a couple laps after that restart. Still holds a half-second lead. This is a great battle for second.
This might be one of Kyle Busch's coolest wins with the pursuit that he's been under all night long. These kids just trying everything they can to beat the veteran, to beat the man. Can they get it done? He's putting them in his rearview mirror right now. Raja's trying to pick up another spot.
Lawless Allen, the 33 truck. What a run for him tonight.
You got to give it up for Lawless Allen. He is just doing a great job. Raja trying to work his way through the field, gets a little bit close there to the 66 of Connor Jones, drags a splitter on the inside.
4 laps to go.
That last caution, Chris Wright, Grant Enfinger with big hits. Both have been checked and released.
Look at this.
Corey Heim reeling him in, boys.
Oh, this is good stuff.
He shrunk that gap. Does he have enough time? As they come out of turn 4, looking at 3 laps to go. Corey Heim got the win at Circuit of the Americas.
He's going to be there.
I think you'd like to see Nick Sanchez be able to squeeze up to the back of him, maybe give him that push in the draft. We talked about the draft in these trucks. He would love to have that assist.
Kyle Busch has led 109 laps tonight. The guys around him haven't made it easy.
No, they haven't.
Watch that draft pull him up to Kyle Busch.
And the closer that 2 gets to the 11, the bigger the draft will be.
You see the 11 move out of the wake of Kyle Busch's truck, trying to get some fresh air down on that nose.
This isn't anything unusual. We've seen last lap passes here at Texas a lot, and that's exactly what Corey Heim's plotting on. Can he get there? White flag.
Final lap. 1 lap to go. Can Kyle Busch hold him off? Does Corey Heim have enough time? We talked about that wins record here. Todd Bodine holds it with 6. Kyle Busch wants to match it.
He's coming. Momentum. Look at that momentum.
Down the backstretch into turn 3. Kyle Busch with the advantage. Another shot here out of turn 4. Kyle Busch does it. He wins it at Texas Motor Speedway. His 6th career win here, and he ties that record set by Todd Bodine. Corey Heim gave him a run for it. My heart is beating. That was exciting.
4 or 5 of them all day long gave him a run for it.
Nick Sanchez hangs on to that 3rd spot. Christian Eckes and Zane Smith rounds out the top 5.
Daniel Dye in 6th, the Gray brothers 7th and 8th, and Stephen Parsons in 9th spot.
Great job.
Just ahead of Ty Majeski. Lawless Allen we talked about a lot. He come home in 11th, just outside the top 10.
And Raja recovered for a nice 12th place finish.
Man, that was some great racing. When you know how hard it is to win one of these things, and Kyle Busch, you know, he's used to just driving away from these kids. That ain't happening anymore.
He had to race Corey Heim, Sanchez, Eckes, Zane Smith, Taylor Gray. He had to race all those guys.
Well, we heard all day how hard it is to pass. I mean, this race delivered. There was passing from start to finish. Kyle Busch, of course, we knew he'd be tough. Led 112 laps tonight. Christian Eckes led 31. Nick Sanchez 16. Zane Smith had 8 laps led.
What if you read the paper in the morning, you didn't watch the race, and you say Kyle Busch won and led over 100 laps?
They just dominated. It wasn't even a race.
And that's not even near what the story was.
That's why you got to hang on and watch these truck races start to finish. And watch this. Future Hall of Famer right here, Kyle Busch. He loves winning so much, he doesn't care what series it comes in. Look at these colors for Kyle Busch. Realtree.
We'll get to see him one more time this year, right, in the Truck Series.
We will. We'll see him at Darlington for his 5th and final race. It's got to feel good. It's been tough on Sundays for Kyle and his RCR team. You see that rowdy bow.
But what an amazing job that Spire Motorsports. They bought KBM out, bought Kyle's team out, and haven't skipped a beat.
And Kyle still calls into the meeting, still very much a part of this team. Brian Patty, the crew chief, setting that truck up. That was officially the 2nd closest margin of victory at Texas Motor Speedway. 1/10 of a second. Kyle Busch, Rowdy Nation's got to be happy, Amanda.
And it is a milestone win here at Texas, as it is the 50th race here at Texas. It comes as your 66th career victory in the Truck Series at a place that you now have 6 wins. What have you figured out about Texas, Kyle?
Great team, everybody here at Spire. Appreciate Brian Patty and everybody that was able to work so hard to prepare us a really fast Realtree Silverado. So thanks to Team Chevy, thanks to Realtree, their first NASCAR win. So Mr. Jordan's at home. I know Tyler's here, so exciting to have those guys with us, and gonna go celebrate in Victory Lane and carry these bright colors there. I told him I wanted to do it for him, so glad we could.
There was a group of guys that definitely held you accountable tonight. Michael Waltrip said this might be one of your coolest wins in the Truck Series. Would you agree?
No, there's cooler, but they definitely kept me honest. I'll give them that. So, you know, I remember back, man, I want to say it was 2005 or 2006, maybe 2007, something like that at Atlanta, where I had to come from 15th with 2 to go. So that one was a little bit more exciting. That was a lot of fun, but crazy, all in the same breath. But, you know, Corey kept us honest right there. He started to find that top over there and to get some momentum over there. I tried it with 3 to go, and I chattered really bad, so my front just wasn't working over there. But I needed more laps on my tires to be able to get up there to make that work. But he made it, got to my rear bumper getting into 3, and I just kind of was like, I don't know which way to go. So I ran the middle and then darted bottom, and then he slipped up top. And so I guess we had enough of a gap after that.
Congratulations, Kyle.
Sounded like he liked it pretty good.
Yeah.
And Corey Heim comes home 2nd place here at Texas tonight. We saw you working those final restarts, trying to make different lines work. What more could you have done to catch Kyle?
Yeah, it just seemed like a big track position game at the end there. Of course, we would get really big runs down the straightaways, but once you get to the corner, it's really hard to stay behind somebody and keep momentum. So, yeah, just did all I could there. Tried to take him through in the last restart and got the caution, unfortunately, and then just tried to build a run on him, but he's just too good. You know, he just does a really good job. So really happy with our run tonight. I mean, we got stage points and finished 2nd. I feel like we were probably a 5th place truck, and I admittedly struggle here a little bit at this racetrack. So to finish 2nd here is a good day for us, and we'll build on it and get better.
The top 10 streak stays alive for Corey Heim, Jamie.
No doubt it does. I love hearing his thoughts on Kyle Busch. He's just so good, hard to beat, but what a run for Corey Heim. Finishes 1 position short. The Rowdy Bow will be back at Texas Motor Speedway to wrap things up after this.